Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. Life has been, in a word, crazy. It's just been really busy and hectic this past year. I decided to go to college, so I've been busy doing that. And then also the camera I was previously using died. Like it was dead. There was no hope on it coming back. I was using a Canon Vixia something. It's like a little camcorder. Super old, and was at its wit's end. So yeah, but now I have a new camera. I recently just bought a Canon 7 Ti or Ti 7, something like that. Yeah, that tells you how much I know about cameras. But yeah, so I really love this camera. So finally got it set up, and I'm using it to film with now. So that's a little life update for y'all. So today I'm going to show y'all some tips and tricks on how to do makeup for pale skin. As you can see, I'm super pale. And a lot of makeup videos out there I feel like don't really cater to super pale skin. There's some videos of some girls are like, I'll show y'all pale makeup, and then you see them, you're like, you're like 5 shades darker than me. Like I am the epitome of pale. So today I'm going to show y'all some tips and tricks that will bring life back into your pale skin. Pale skin can typically look kind of, you know, dull, lifeless. I refer to as corpse. But this is some tips and tricks that will bring color and life into your skin. You don't necessarily have to have tan skin to have glowy skin or to have warmth or color to your skin. You can do all that with makeup. So without further ado, let's start the video. Okay, so first I'm going to take a sip of my matcha green tea just to prepare me for this. Then I'm going to take the Fenty foundation in the shade 100, the L'Oreal Pro Matte foundation in the shade 101, and in the shade 102. And then I'm going to mix my foundations together. I feel like if you have pale skin or really any skin tone, to get the perfect match for your skin, it's best to always mix different foundations to get your correct shade. And once I have that blended out, I just dab it on my skin, and then I take a Real Technique sponge and just pounce it all over the skin, or bounce, bounce. You know, just put it all over your face. Then I take a matte concealer in the shade NC10, super pale, and I just spot conceal over any redness or extra dark areas that I want to get rid of. It's a great concealer if you are a pale person like myself. Then I take the Kat Von D Lock It Concealer in the shade L1, and I use this for my under eye area. It is a great concealer if you're a really pale person, because before I was using a white concealer, and this stuff is pretty close to white, but it has a nice pink undertone with a little bit of yellow that gets rid of the under eye darkness. And to blend this out, I just use my finger because I feel like using your finger and the warmth of it really does blend this out very nicely. Then I use a Dermablend setting powder, the pressed version, and a Morphe M438 for my under eye area. And with this, I just set underneath my under eyes right after I have applied my concealer. And this stuff is great. Then I use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette in the shade Fair to Light. And I'm just using those first two shades there, Fawn and Shadow, with a little concealer brush. And this is a great cream contour palette if you are have really fair skin, because it works perfectly with fair skin tones. So here I'm just applying it to my jawline, and I like to give myself more of a sharp jawline since I have a very round face, and to give myself some more defined cheekbones. Then I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend this out. And that's the only downside about this palette. It is a little hard to blend out, but I've noticed if you use a damp beauty blender, it will blend out beautifully. Then I'm using a little bit of the middle shade shadow and applying it with a damp beauty blender just to give myself a little bit more warmth to my cheekbones. Then if you're an oily girl like myself, this is a lifesaver. This is the Kat Von D Blotting Setting Powder in the shade Fair. And then I just use a little powder puff that comes with, and I set my face. Now for contour, I use the Kat Von D Shade Light palette, and I use the shade Lazarus because it's a great cool color for pale skin with a Morphe 523 brush. And then I just apply it to my cheekbones to just set what I use the cream contour for, and I apply it to my jawline. Then I use the Morphe M572, and this is a great contour brush for your nose. So I just take the same shade Lazarus and I apply it to my nose. And now time to bronze. So for bronzer, I love this stuff. I was having a little hard time opening it though. This bronzer is the Too Faced chocolate matte bronzer, and I apply this with just a little Ulta brush I got for free, and I apply it to my cheekbones. And what I love about this bronzer is that it's warm, but it's not too warm where it looks like mud on your skin. It's got a little bit of pinkness to it, which applies really nicely. So I apply it to also my jawline, and then I also put a little bit on my forehead to give it some warmth. So this is a new trick I learned. So I take a little bit of bronzer and I apply it to my nose, because if you ever notice, if you go out in the sun will most likely hit your nose, at least for me, and I get a little bit of warmth and a little bit of redness. So it makes your skin look more natural and gives more that natural warmth to your skin. And then I take a Real Technique sponge just to blend everything out so it doesn't look too intense and make everything look a lot smoother and blended out. Then I take one of my favorite blushes from the I Want It All palette from Kylie Cosmetics. As you can tell, it's much loved. And I take that on the little Ulta brush that I have and apply it to my cheekbones. Addition to the little trick I showed you earlier, I take a little bit of blush and I add that to the tip of my nose. It just gives it a little bit more of that natural look. And last but not least, highlighter. This is an amazing highlighter. This is the Jeffree Star highlighter in the shade Ice Cold, and I apply this with a little Real Techniques brush, and I apply it to my cheekbones and my Cupid's bow. Okay, so that was some tips and tricks on how to bring life back into your pale skin. If y'all like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. I promise there's going to be lots more videos to come in the future. Bye y'all.